What do I need to? I'm like Elizabeth. I don't like being in front of a crowd, but we'll get through it. That was very sobering, and my presentation is happier. So anyway, I chose to do an in-service on music because, as many of you know, residents' favorite activities are bingo or other games and music. They love music. And Dan Cohen is the founder of Music and Memory, and it demonstrates music's ability to combat memory loss and restore a deeper sense of self to those that are suffering from it. It proves therapeutic to those with Alzheimer's and dementia, the magic of music. There's a documentary called Alive Inside, and he mentions that there are 16,000 nursing homes in America, that there are 1.6 million in nursing homes, 1.6 million in assisted living, 7 million are cared for at home. Those are some interesting statistics. And there's a couple of clips that I would like to show you that speak to music and how it touches people and can wake them up and make them come alive inside. And so the first one that we're going to see is about a man named Henry.
I have one resident that Billy opened her eye, she didn't respond. But as much as I tried, I knew her for 2 years. No matter what I tried, massage wouldn't work, nothing worked. When we got introduced to the iPods and the family told me the things that she liked, it was amazing once we put the iPod on her. She started shaking her feet. She started moving her head. Her son was just amazed. Okay, can we stop? Because now I'm getting all I'm seeing her all over again.
Hi, Papa. Hi, Papa.
Huh?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Fine.
Who am I?
I don't know. Wait a minute. I don't know.
Okay, it's Jerry. How long has he been in the nursing home? Approximately 10 years. He was having seizures, and my mother couldn't handle him at home. Of course, it affected me greatly because he was always, fun-loving, singing, every occasion he would come out with a song, no matter where he was. I remember as a child, he used to walk us down the street, me and my brother, and he would stop and do Singing in the Rain. He would have us jumping and swinging around poles. He was, he was good. He was always into music, He always loved singing, dancing.
His name is Henry Dreyer. And I'm looking more or less for religious music for him. Because he enjoys music and he always quotes the Bible. So I'd rather have that for him.
We first see Henry inert, maybe depressed, unresponsive, and almost unalive.
Henry.
Yeah?
Henry.
Yes, sir.
I found your music. You want your music now?
Okay.
Let's try your music, okay? And then you tell me if it's too loud or not.
Then he is given an iPod containing, we know, his favorite music. And immediately he lights up. His face assumes expression. His eyes open wide. He starts to sing, to rock, and to move his arms, and he's being animated by the music.
And he used to always sit on the unit with his head like this. He didn't really talk to much people. And then when I introduced the music to him, this is his reaction ever since.
The philosopher Kant once called music the quickening art, and Henry is being quickened. He's being brought to life. Yeah.
I'm going to take the music for 1 second, okay? Just to ask you a few questions. Okay? I'm going to give it back to you. Okay.
The effect of this doesn't stop, because when the headphones are taken off, Henry, normally mute and virtually unable to answer the simplest yes or no questions, is quite voluble.
Henry,
Yeah,
do you like the iPod? Do you like the music you're hearing?
yes.
Tell me about your music.
Well, I don't have one, I mean.
Do you like music?
Yeah, I'm crazy about music. And you play beautiful music, beautiful sound. Beautiful.
Did you play music when you were, did you like music when you were young?
Yes, I went to big dances and things.
What was your favorite music when you were young?
I guess, Cab Calloway was my number one band guy. I like it. They did the holy, the holly, the illy, the holy, the nearly, the holly, the ah.
Yeah, what's your favorite Cab Calloway song?
Oh, I'll remember Christmas. Oh, you can complain only with plenty of snow, mistletoe, present, red brand new tree. Ow!
So in some sense, Henry is restored to himself. He has remembered who he is, and he's reacquired his identity for a while through the power of music.
What does music do to you?
Give me the feeling of love, romance. Figure right now the world need to come into music, singing. You got beautiful music here, beautiful, oh lovely. And I feel the band of love, dream. The Lord came to me, made me holy. I'm a holy man. So he gave me this sound. So let's say, I meet you. Say, Rosalie, won't you love me? Rosalie, won't you be sweet and kind?
With this beautiful new technology, you can have all the music which is significant for you in something as big as a matchbox or whatever. And I think this may be very, very bring a sense of out of it.
Remember me, honestly I don't remember who you are.
When people are very old and deteriorated and no one enters their world and they're just sitting there, they will withdraw inward more and more. And their desperate need for connection is all now inside. And if a person is all alone, even if they're very, very deteriorated, there's a longing for this kind of closeness. Mrs. Wilson? Hello. You want me to sit? Can you see me good? Gladys Wilson is a wonderful example of a person who was in the phase of repetitive motion, where people use movements, repetitive movements, because they don't have any more speech or very little speech, but they have human needs that need to be expressed. You're crying. You're crying. You have a tear right here in your face. You have a little pain. You want me to touch you. You're very sad. Can you see me? Is it scary? Are you afraid? And if this person sits with their eyes closed, rocking back and forth, and maybe there's a tear coming down, there's a need there. Here, there's a little tear that's coming out. Do you feel it? You feel a little tear? If you gently use touch, and I touched Gladys Wilson for the fingertips right here on the cheek, is where the mother usually touches a child. If you touch an infant there, it looks up, and every cell remembers where it was touched by the mother. And often that person knows, even if they can't say a word at that moment, they won't talk, or they don't want to talk, but there's a communication. And that person is no longer alone. Can you let me in a little bit? You think? Just a little? You think I could be with you and Jesus for a minute? Jesus loves me, yes I know, for the Bible tells me so. I used music, because when speech is gone, music, especially with Gladys Wilson, it was religious music because there's emotion tied to it and safety tied to it. So I used her old church songs. Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. What I did was, when she moved, I moved with her. And when I was singing, because she didn't sing with me, so I matched the intensity of my voice to the intensity of her movement. And pretty soon, for a split second, we became one person. Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. So at one point, when she got very quiet and very peaceful, and my voice became very quiet as hers and very peaceful, and my breathing slowed to her breathing, she pulled me to her, and I moved with her. And for her, at that moment, I believe I was a symbol of her mom. Can you open your eyes now? Do you see me? Feel safe and warm? Yes? Can you sing with me? He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got the mothers and the fathers. He's got the mothers and the fathers in his hands. He's got the mothers and the fathers in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. The breakthrough doesn't happen every time. The person will not always open their eyes and look at you. But if you keep trying and you keep centering yourself and really look at that person and really mirror their movements, maybe not this time, but the next time you come, you'll have a communication. You feel safe? You feel safe? Yeah. With Jesus? Yeah. And me?
When I first saw those, I had tears going down my cheeks because the power of music. And when speech is gone, music touches them, and it brings back memories. And in line with this, the MRA has donated 10 iPods to South Village. And even before that happened, Rhonda made it possible for Dorothy Inouye to have an iPod with her specialized music. And as you know, Dorothy is very hard of hearing, but she connects with that. And so that's been a blessing to her. And we have Grinnell College students who are volunteering, and they're working with us. In fact, I just talked to one of the residents in South Village, her daughter is here, and I said, please give us a list of your mom's favorite songs. And she's like, well, I know she liked Conway Twitty and Charlie Pride, and she was just naming them off one by one. And I said, well, we want to make that happen for her. So it's specialized for her special music preferences. And so, you know, residents may not be able to tell you, but their family knows. What did they like when they were a child? What did they like when they were teenagers? Think about yourself. For some of us, teenagers is longer ago than others, but you know, we all had music that we liked. And just an example, a couple days ago, I was getting ready for work upstairs, had the radio on, my husband was downstairs, and all of a sudden I thought, is there an interference with the radio? It sounds like other music coming. And here he had cranked up a song that's how I got my name. It was called Sherry, back the Four Seasons. Most of you probably wouldn't remember the Four Seasons. But anyway, he had it cranked up. And whoa, I came downstairs and I was dancing. It was cool, we were dancing around. And so music, whatever your era, touches you, and it's the same for everyone. So we're really grateful for the MRA and the donation of the 10 iPods that can make things like this happen for our residents there. And hopefully we can have them, you know, for others in our nursing facility too. And I also want to share, last year, our intern, Catherine Tucker, she is now on staff at Grinnell College. She graduated in May. And she sent me an email because she went back to New York to visit her grandfather. And I know I shared this with management staff, but I thought it was so good. She said, I had a wonderful time visiting my grandparents in New York and was able to use a lot of skills that I learned at Mayflower. My grandpa has advanced dementia, and because I had learned about music and memory support, I was able to make him a playlist after asking my grandma what songs he listened to when he was a young man. He started tapping his feet and moving his head, and he looked right at me and said, "Will you dance with me?" More words than he had spoken to me in many years. I got up and danced with him, which was typically just him hugging me really tight, and I told him that I loved him, and he said, "I love you too." Again, more words than he had spoken to me in many years. Even my dad was tearing up. For the rest of the visit, every 30, he would look up at me and ask, "Dance?" We ended up getting him a CD player and making CDs with his old favorite songs. It was one of my most touching memories that I have ever had with him, and it brought joy to our whole family. I just wanted to share the story with you and say thank you for giving me the resources and the confidence to successfully work with memory-impaired individuals. It helped me bond with my grandpa in a way I would have never believed possible. I know when I read that email, I was crying because it just says it all. It's so beautiful, and it's just, you know, we have some vision-impaired people, and yet, boy, they know the music. I think of Shirley Kahn and how she knows, she'll be singing along the words, and we have others, and music really is effective and touches people. And we also have one of our former residents, I'm sure you all remember Wilbur Allen, and we always have a Veterans Day program every November. And his wife came up, brought him up, we always invite the spouses, and came up and sat in back with him. He slept through the whole service. But then his wife she would always come back late in the afternoon and help feed him dinner. And so he was sitting out there and he was wide awake. His eyes were wide awake and he was looking. He usually didn't speak. He couldn't speak. But I went up to him and I said, "Wilbur, we're honoring our veterans today. And I want to thank you for serving our country so that I can enjoy the freedoms that I possess. And I brought this from home. Actually, Pauline McKenna gave this to me for my birthday one time. And I went to all of the veterans. And so I held this, and it plays 3 patriotic numbers. And he looked at that flag, and he heard the patriotic numbers, and tears flowed down his cheeks. He was crying because he couldn't verbalize to me what he was thinking, but it was in his heart. And I was crying, Myrna was crying, and it was like another example of music touching people. And so I just want to leave you with that. Music touches people, and it's something that we all can do. And sometimes they have CDs or tapes or whatever in their room, and if you go in there, you can put their music on because they connect with that. So thank you. And I had a poem too, but I think I'll skip that one for now. So thank you. I gotta take this one.